Hello everyone, welcome back to PropelAPilot. This video is a very interesting video because of the way the idea for this video originated. I was doing a one-on-one ground session with someone online as they booked it through PropelAPilot's website, and the idea of this one-on-one ground sessions is to help students clarify their doubts, solve any misconceptions they have, and help them prepare for check rides, state checks, etc. When I was going through a lot of concepts that the student wanted me to go over, I realized that there are a few of these things which are very common to a private pilot FAA check ride. And that's why I decided to make this video series where I'll be talking about these things one at a time. If you are also a student who is preparing for a check ride, for a state check, or wants to clear their doubts, check out the link in description to book a one-on-one ground session with me, and I will help you understand and learn for the check ride or solve your doubts. Privileges and limitations of your private pilot certificate. One of the favorite questions of DPs and FAA examiners to ask, because the first thing that you need to know once you get your private pilot certificate is to know what you can and what you cannot do with that certificate. Let's get started and read the regulation and try to understand what you can do and what you can't. The regulation that we are talking about is 61113, Private Pilot Privileges and Limitations, Pilot in Command. Except as provided in B and H of this section, no person who holds a private pilot certificate may act as a PIC of an aircraft that is carrying passengers or property for compensation or hire, nor may that person for compensation or hire act as a PIC of an aircraft. This means that you cannot act as a PIC of an aircraft carrying passengers or property for compensation or hire. If the passengers are paying for the flight, or if the property that you're carrying is paid for to be carried, you cannot be PIC of that aircraft, nor may that person for compensation or hire act as a PIC, which means I cannot say that, hey, take this $100 and take me from A to B. You cannot do that because you're just a private pilot. A private pilot may, for compensation or hire, act as a PIC of an aircraft in connection with any business or employment if the flight is only incidental to that business or employment and the aircraft does not carry passenger property for compensation or hire, which means that you can, for compensation or hire, act as a PIC of an aircraft in connection with any business or employment. A simple example that I can think of is, let's say you are associated with watch business that sells luxury watches, and if there's a customer 150 nautical miles away who wants to see this particular watch and it's an expensive watch, you want to take it and come back in within a day, you can go fly from A to B, take that watch, show it to the prospective buyer, get paid for this flight and come back because it is incidental to the business or employment and it is not carrying any passengers or property for hire. Private pilot may not pay less than pro rata share of operating expenses of flight with passengers, provided the expenses involve only fuel, oil, airport expenditure or rental fees. What this means is, let's say me, you and a few of our friends go for a flight. Let's say we go in a Cessna 172S which can hold 4 people, me, you and 2 other people. We go for a recreational flight, go fun flying into the Key West and go down to the FPO, park there, have a nice day and come back. All the expenses that incurred for this particular flight have to be divided by 4, and me as a private pilot will not pay less than that share, the prorated share of the total expenses which involve fuel, oil, airport expenditure and rental fees. A private pilot may act as a PIC of a charitable non-profit or a community event described in 146. If you are doing an operation which is for charity, non-profit organization or a community event, then you can act as a PIC of that particular flight. A private pilot may be reimbursed for aircraft operating expenses that are directly related to search and location operations, and the expenses involve oil, fuel, oil, airport expenditure, rental fees. This is pretty straightforward. If there is a search and rescue operation which is sanctioned by a local, state or federal agency, you will be reimbursed for the operating expenses of the flight. Private pilot who is an aircraft salesman and at least 200 hours of logged flight time may demonstrate an aircraft to a prospective buyer. Very straightforward. Private pilot who meets the requirements of 96160 Now H is not that related to most people, so I'm gonna skip that. I is related to basic med, which is a separate video and a separate discussion after all. This regulation talks about what you can do and what you cannot do with your certificate. And I think one of the most important thing that you need to understand is you cannot act as a PIC if people are paying for the flight, or if you are carrying property for hire. You cannot get paid for acting as a PIC unless you are doing a flight which is incidental to a business or employment, and that flight is not carrying any passengers or property for hire. That's it. If you like this video and thought that this helped you in your preparation for your FAA check ride or a state check that's coming up next, please do subscribe, hit the like button and also the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post any such similar videos. Look out for this series of FAA check ride preparation, because I'll be putting videos like these regularly which are related to similar concepts that are asked in FAA check rides. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.